Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Ellen DJ and executive producer Stephen Twitch Boss died of a suicide in December 2022, allegedly. More than 2 years later, his family is catching the blues from his widow, his grieving widow. Is she grieving? Nah, she ain't grieving. Anyway, fam, this woman made the family, his mama, his brother, everybody who wanted to view the body before the ceremony began, sign an NDA. She said she did so because she didn't want anybody taking pictures and she didn't want anything to get out, right? She didn't want her children to come across the pictures on the internet, right? It would be totally traumatic for them, right? It would devastate them. So she made them sign NDAs, and she also included in that NDA that they could not profit from Stephen Twitch's story, not even if that story included them. All profits must be forwarded to her. So you got a brother, you got a mother who can't even tell her story about her relationship with the son she gave birth to, the son she raised, who was good enough for Holker to marry. One could argue that Stephen's mother signed the NDA under duress. So did his brother, because if they don't sign the NDA, they don't get to see his body. They don't get to view him before they close the casket for good. And you know, in the Black community, open caskets is a major tradition. I don't care how badly somebody's face have been disfigured, we're gonna try to find out a way to get them right for their funeral. So she told the mother, the brother, and other family members, if you don't sign this NDA, you don't get to view Stephen's body. That's cold-blooded, man. That's cold-blooded. So she says she's trying to protect Stephen's reputation. Yet, she reveals in her memoir that she's getting paid off of that Stephen had drugs in his closet. Her and her friend was cleaning out Stephen's closet and they stumbled across some drugs, some marijuana. What else did she say? Some type of, I think she said a pill or something. Anyway, it was recreational drugs. Now that's something we didn't have to know, but she gave it to us anyway. You know why I think she said it? I think she said it to cover her tracks, to give herself an out so that nobody would point the finger at her, because people are suspicious that she was acting suspicious after Stephen's death. So she reveals to the world that her deceased good guy husband was a junkie. Then she goes and tells his personal business about how she and he were at an arena during a performance and they were having sex above the crowd on a scaffold. Why? We didn't ask for any of that information. She did not have to reveal that. That does not sound like someone who is trying to protect the reputation of a loved one. What do you think, fam? Think she could have some information that might be useful to investigators? Give me a thumbs up. Thumbs down and say, no, Willie D, man, you're reaching, man. You're reaching. She ain't did all that, man. That woman loved that man. I don't know, fam. Your loving husband, loving father, friend, great son, just leaves the house unannounced, hops in an Uber, and stops at a seedy motel a mile away from your luxurious house, checks in, puts a gun to his head and kills himself. A guy who had no reported history of depression or mental health issues, a guy who, by all accounts, was a happy man, a loving friend, son, and he just kills himself? And then, after it happens, less than 24 hours, Allison puts out a statement accepting it. Who amongst us would do that? Like, family, you got a loving spouse, right? You know y'all happy. Y'all good, right? Y'all good. You know this person walks in the room and lights it up, brings joy to everybody. And overall, this is a joyful person. Family, I get it. Sometimes you don't have a clue when somebody decides to kill themselves. They don't announce it. They don't tell you that they're depressed and all of this stuff. But by all accounts, this was not like a recluse. Stephen Twitch, boss, was not a recluse, right? He was the type of guy who was very outgoing, always smiling, and him and his wife on TikTok doing videos. They're together all the time. Now, I haven't confirmed this, but word on the street is Stephen Twitch, boss, was talking about leaving Allison. See, Stephen was the star of the family. Allison wanted to be the star. Stephen went on international tours while Allison was only on a national tour. Not bad, but, Stephen was clearly the star. Perhaps Allison got tired of being overlooked. Perhaps she got tired of being Stephen's sidekick. And she wanted the limelight all to herself. Ironically, she now has it. She recovered pretty quickly on the romantic side. Already got a new dude. They be everywhere. Hugging and kissing and all this stuff. Nah, get it, fam. At some point you gotta move on. At some point you gotta move on after the loss of a spouse. I get it. But when people bounce back quickly and just seem to just move on, just gone, makes you want to do an investigation. Did she really move on a year and a half later? Or did she move on before his demise? Yeah. These are great questions to ask. I'm going to tell you straight up, fam. I don't trust her. I do believe that she needs to be investigated just like every other spouse who has experienced the loss of a spouse, the death of a spouse, especially under suspicious circumstances. Maybe she's totally innocent. Who knows? Oh, Allison knows. Maybe she's totally innocent. But if the police don't even seriously investigate her, how would we ever know? Unless she get to talking too much. Because now she's talking. She's more famous now than she was before Twitch's death. Yeah. Anytime you have these type of situations, the investigators always ask, who benefits the most from this person dying? I submit to you that not only does Allison benefit the most, she's the only one benefiting. No more talk.